And gentlemen, coming off of a absolutely barn burner of a matchup last match, we are here now for match number 2 of the night. We have Clarity United taking on the Kings. Still joining me is my partner Squid, and the good news is, Squid, I was able to not choke to death in that last match.
Oh man, I'm so psyched to hear that. I was really worried about you. Lost you mid game there. I would have had to carry on by myself, and I wouldn't want to do that without you, buddy.
Now, Squid, big difference in last match and this match is two things. One, this is in the Savage division, the opposite end of our two-division league here in the QRLS. And the other thing is, we have a lot more time pregame here to start talking about this matchup. So with that being said, we've got Clarity United versus the Kings. Clarity United, one of the more interesting teams in the league this season for a few reasons. One, they are currently the record holders and active team with the longest losing streak in QRLS history at 25 straight losses. After starting the season 5-1 last season, they finished the season 5-25 last season, and obviously that is a big kick in the butt for them. However, they were able to get not only the number 1 pick, but the number 3 pick as well, and they drafted a team via their captain, the Jet, that is exactly 3,500 points of MMR, which is the quote-unquote perfect team for this MMR cap ruling. And Squid, I just want you to touch on that. They made a lot of moves, made a lot of trades for picks. We saw the player of K1 Killer on that squad theoretically for a hot minute, but it seemingly was only used for trade bait. Give us your thoughts on this team and the 3,500 mark that they sit on.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember sitting there during the draft doing the numbers. After they picked up Heartless as their number 1 overall pick, and then sitting there right at the 3rd pick was Throttle Dog. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, you almost couldn't say no to be the only team that puts enough MMR up to reach the cap at 3,500 on the dot. I mean, the next closest there, which I think is the Hammerhead, sitting there at what is it, 3,490, something like that. Yeah, 3,490 is what they're sitting at. So like that's the next closest. It's insane to do. So I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, players, admins, everybody's going to be staring at this team to see if the 3,500 cap that they reached is going to do something for them. Because realistically, as you said, it is the quote-unquote perfect team.
No question about it. Now let's flip to the other side of things. Two similar yet different extremes, if you will, as we see the Kings, led by the new captain, Blubbernut, former league MVP, former league champion on this franchise, who was able to pull in some talent that was very diverse in the draft/free agency this season. Panda 240, a.k.a. The Freak, as we all know and love him, one of the more defensive anchors of the league. Joining in was a former teammate of Blubbernut back on the franchise, now known as the Three Rocketeers, and had a very good playoff run. He won Most Improved that season, and Blubbernut was able to win MVP that season back in Season 1 when it was doubles. So the familiarity there is very good in terms of this franchise now. And then you have the rookie Strive, who seemingly is the talk of the town in terms of this rookie class.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I've played with all 3 of these guys, and they each, in their own way, have something that scares people. Blubber is so technical, and he is a coach. I know, and you know as well, and most of the people in this league already know that he has been dying to be a coach, to be a captain, to be teaching other players in this league, and that is something that this league, I think, desperately needs, is someone like Blubbernut. So I want to see how well he actually did that in this preseason, working with these 2 players, especially as Strive being a rookie. You were right to say, Strive is one of the guys that is going to stand out in the rookie class for sure. He's got some technical things that he's really, really good at. He's a fast player. He just goes. And Panda, of course, we all know he's an absolute crazy man.
And with Blubbernut leading this team now, this is the second franchise he's been captain of. I just want to run a lot of the numbers for Blubber real quick because he's in that arguable Mount Rushmore, if you will, of this league. He's the all-time leading goal scorer in this league. He is second in all-time wins in this league. He is a former league MVP, and he has been an all-star in this league on multiple occasions. And, you know, this guy is most importantly of all, a former champion, Season 2 champion with the Kings franchise. So this guy has already done it all in this league. He also has the most Player of the Week awards won for any single player so far. This guy is just collecting the accolades, and you've got to think, does that show any sort of intimidation to a team like Clarity United, who, while the Jet is a veteran to this league, has a little bit of new faces in terms of Heartless and Throttle Dog, who haven't had too much exposure to the league so far?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think, you know, Blubber, like we said, is a very technical dude. But I mean, you're right. Heartless, Throttle Dog, and Jet. I don't know how much they've played together. I know Throttle Dog was on the Gold Diggers for some time last season. He kind of stuck with them throughout the season, and they had a rough one for sure. But it'll be interesting to see how these two play together. I know Heartless is insane at Rocket League, just absolute crazy. He's got the technical aspect. He can score, man. That kid can score, and his comms. That's one thing I will say about Heartless. His comms are one of the best that I have seen and played with. So he's gonna be calling the shots throughout this whole matchup and throughout the whole season, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. Heartless, this past offseason, becoming the fourth ever #1 draft pick in QRLS history. And Heartless, obviously having some league experience, mostly as a sub there last season in Season 3. He is definitely one to sort of yin-yang the Blubbernut effect, if you will, here in this match tonight, Squid.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I'm so excited to see what this next match is gonna bring. I mean, last match was already crazy enough. So, I mean, this whole night, it's exciting, it's exhilarating for everybody.
No doubt about it. And Squid, with that being said, you knew this question was going to be coming. We've got about 25 minutes remaining until we can get these players on the field. Who do you think takes this matchup here tonight?
Oof, this one's definitely a little bit tougher. I think it's going to be 2-1, and I'm going to go with Clarity United on this one. I think.
Wow. Okay.
I think there's going to be some stuff that Blubbernut and the Kings are not going to be ready for. I think the Kings are going to strike first. I think they're going to get game 1.
Honestly, I really don't think I can disagree with you here. I'm not sure where the win is going to fall for the Kings. However, I do think Clarity United has probably the most to prove of any of the franchises here in the league this season. So I really think that Jet, the crafty veteran, is going to be able to deliver that mentality to his guys. And, I think he's going to come out for blood this season and try to finally end that losing streak.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'd love to see, an end to the losing streak. I mean, I think everybody would. I mean, it's exciting, especially if they can get it week 1 of Season 4.
Now, Squid, with that being said, in this matchup, obviously we've got a lot of star power, but also a lot of new power, if you will, between Strive and Throttle Dog subbed last season. Who we saw Joe last season, or last match, I should say, really take to it and kind of show out, at least to me, in that last match that we just watched. Among the rookies, do you think, Joe or Strive or even Throttle Dog for that matter, do you think these guys are going to really, be contenders for not only Rookie of the Season, but in Throttle Dog's case, after playing with the Gold Diggers last season, maybe go for Most Improved.
I don't see why they couldn't. I think most improved is almost too early to talk about, in my opinion. You haven't even seen Sir Bro Dude play in the league as well. I mean, he's playing in the next matchup. I know he's a rookie. So there's a lot of guys in this league that could probably make a stride and go for most improved and possibly rookie of the season. Um, and I want to touch on a point that was said to me last season, before I even played my first game, was that this league, it's great, okay? But once you're in there for your first game, your first few games, it is an absolute wolf pit. Okay, the nerves do hit you when you know you're on stream. Typically we have 20 to 30 people watching you, and then you got two commentators on top of that and a person hosting the league. It is very difficult with that amount of pressure on you and that amount of people watching you to perform. I mean, my first game, I did a backflip and a goal went in for the first goal of our season. That's the type of stuff that happens. So you got to overcome that and go crazy and just start playing your game, and that's what's going to get you most improved. That's what's going to get you rookie of the season, is just overcoming that pressure.
Very, very well said there, Squid, indeed. And, I honestly can attest to the nerves that really come into this league as well, especially in high-intensity situations, i.e. being playoffs, divisional matchups, playoff implications in the regular season. And with that being said, you're absolutely correct in the fact that guys take this seriously, and that's exactly what we want. We want the competition, and we want the people having fun to also be performing at their best to put on the best product for themselves and for their opponents as well. So, very, very good words of wisdom there by Squid. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear all of your predictions here for this match, this Savage Division matchup. We saw these are the two teams last season that did not make the playoffs out of the Savage Division, so a lot of implications here coming in. And Squid, obviously you said Clarity United 2-1, and so did I. I want to hear everybody's comments in the chat here. Who do we think is going to take this matchup here in Game 2, or Match 2, I should say?
Before that happens, Jake, as they get their predictions in, I want to talk to you specifically. I know this is going to be, I believe, your first season. Just as a strictly admin and commissioner of this league. How does it feel for you, having started this league with a few guys, to see this being season 4?
Yeah, this is honestly it's honestly humbling, and I almost separate the league to me between the player Little Bucket and the commissioner Quicksilver, right? So I like to think I did more than I should have in my playing career. A lot of my numbers may not really attest to my skill. I think I'm a little underranked compared to maybe some of my numbers declare, but I was fortunate enough to have a lot of good teammates that not only carried me but helped me improve. So I was able to retire in a very good spot, winning a championship, winning Most Improved, and right now, as it sits, I'm the all-time leader in assists and wins, but those are going to get blown out of the water after this season. And with that being said, the commissioner side of me is honestly just so excited, and it brings a whole different level of confidence in the league as a whole for me to sit back, watch everything play out, know that I'm on totally neutral ground on top of this hill, watching this thing grow. And, obviously we've got the stream going here, and I apologize for any of the issues we've had with the stream so far. Between latency or editing and what have you, but you guys are all sticking it out, and that's what means the most to not only me but to my admins as well. Between myself, Squiddy D, K1 Killer, the Jet, and Massimmune, we are all the admins of this league, and we work our butts off to get this thing out for you guys. And the fact that you guys are sticking it through us with these difficulties and with these technical errors is really it is just a huge tribute to what we've created. And we say the word league all the time, but the people are the community.
Well said, Buckets and Mr. Quicksilver himself. I know myself, the admins, and everybody, fans and players, all appreciate the fact that this league has been created. And I know everybody's super excited for this season. I know I am. I'm ready to play on Friday against the Hammerheads. Finally, get a little revenge myself, but with a different team after last season of Three Rocketeers. So I'm as psyched as everybody else, and I hope everybody agrees with me out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we've still got over 15 minutes left here, Squid, and I want to talk a little bit about season 5. We haven't even finished season 4, let alone got into season 4 for most teams. However, season 5 has huge implications, and we have to talk about it because this is going to be gearing up to be a huge stretch for the QRLS, and that being another expansion.
Ooh. Oh
Big
boy.
big things coming, ladies and gentlemen. And for any players and or fans or free agents that are looking to join the league, not only as a player but as a team captain, looking to be the HBIC for a new team in the QRLS, please join the Discord if you haven't already and fill out one of the captain application forms posted in the announcements section of the QRLS. The Discord is linked in the description of the Twitch page and also in the description of the YouTube channel. And with that being said, we are going to have all sorts of news updates. We are going to have power ranking updates. We are going to have all sorts of opinions that you may or may not want to hear, and also some highlights coming on the YouTube channel as well. We have a lot of big things coming, a lot of good rule changes, a lot of good community changes, and obviously we'll also be hosting things like Rumble tournaments, hoop tournaments. Free agent scrambles is a huge popular thing, not only on stream but within the community as well, to show off the draft stock and get people noticed in the free agency world. And with that being said, we cannot stress enough, join that Discord, pop into the YouTube, and get active. And especially if you want to play, go fill out a player form. And if you want to own a team next season, go ahead and fill out that captain application form, and you just might be the new captain of one of the new teams here in the QRLS.
That is a lot of information to process, but we're always around. If you want to join the Discord, you can reach one of the admins, Buckets, myself, Squiddy D. We'd be happy to help you figure everything out if, in fact, you wanted to do something like that. So we're welcoming everybody of all ranks. So we're always ready for new players and new teams.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And with that being said, Squid, it's almost sort of a bittersweet moment here for the league. We've got the biggest following we've ever had so far, and with that being said, with room to grow comes room to shrink, and that is a big philosophy that I do believe in. However, we have so many players in free agency just itching to come out and play.
You're absolutely right, and there's a bunch of free agency. There's a bunch declared for season 5 draft. I know they couldn't make it in time into the league, so they could be eligible for this season. But there's a bunch just sitting there on the free agency. I know Alex RL being one of the best players in this league, up there with a 15-14 MMR, crazy MMR. Guy's insane. I know he's itching to get back onto the field. Eagle was on a team, passed around a few places last season, and then ended up with the Gold Kickers. It's tough to see him on the free agency, but
Former Finals MVP as well.
Absolutely, Finals MVP. A great player himself. There's a lot of guys in that, especially for our draft this season, there were a lot of, players in the 1,000 MMR range that got picked up or are still sitting there. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the thousands, and then a little bit below that, all ready to play. So, I mean, we could possibly see any number of these guys in the league this season for subs and or drops.
Yeah, no question about it. And, T minus 15 minutes here until this second match, and I want to hear all. We saw a little bit of predictions, but I didn't see enough to really get us hyped as we should be. This matchup has a lot of implications. We talked about the losing streak of the Clarity United, which I am almost certain will be broken tonight, as we have discussed them winning the series in our opinions. But we also have one of the greats, Blubbernut, coming out here, all-time leading scorer. This guy is honestly one of the pioneers of the QRLS, if you will, one of the OG 12, and that honestly goes a long way in my opinion, because without guys like Blubbernut, this league not only doesn't start, but it doesn't get to where we have gotten so far. And he has also, another fun fact, he's one of 3 players to play every single game in QRLS history, and one of the other men that have done that is the Jet, opposite of him tonight.
You're absolutely right. It's interesting to see these two guys going against each other too. I would describe them as super veterans of the QRLS. But I don't want to get their heads too big by calling them super. So it's interesting. We'd love to see that they've stuck with the league, and have brought in some new guys here and there. So it's really 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 good to see.
Now, Heartless, I wanna talk a little bit about Squid. I want to talk a little bit about Heartless, as we mentioned earlier. Had a sub-only labeled season last season. After being dropped to free agency early on after week 1. And with that being said, he showed out in every single one of those games he subbed in.
Absolutely. I mean, he's insane. Heartless, like I said earlier, I mean, he's so technical, and his comms are what make him the player that he is. Any team, any player is gonna play well with Heartless when they're with him. So it's just, I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, and with that being said, we saw we heard you talk about the comms of Heartless, right? And I can attest to that, because he was a hammerhead in that first week of season 3, and that this guy can talk, and not only talk, but he can be clear and almost play through you in a way to ensure you're in the spots you have to be. And as you mentioned, he's probably the best in the league at doing that.
I would agree with that statement. It's great. It's great for team play. For 3s and 2s, he's good on his own, but even better in a situation like that.
Would you think it's too bold of me to say that Heartless is one of my early MVP favorites this season?
I mean, he did go first overall in the draft, so I feel like you have to say that.
Fair point.
I'd rather put all of the focus on the first overall draft than the second overall draft.
That's honestly very fair indeed.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are T minus 10 minutes from kickoff. The lobby is now up. We're waiting for players to come barreling in here to Champions Field. The grass is nice and scuffed up via the last match between the Gold Diggers and the 3 Rocketeers. We saw the Gold Diggers execute the sweep. And honestly, you hear sweep and you think domination. However, I'm not sure that's how I would term it. I would say control, Squid.
Yeah, absolutely. Control is going to be a big factor in this game. I mean, it was kind of bouncing back and forth in the last matchup, so it'd be nice to see a little different change of pace here.
And just like we saw in that last matchup, most of the goals in that match, with the exception of one in Game 3, all came past the halfway mark. So I'm going to be very interested to see the difference in play styles between these two teams and the prior two teams, and also the aggressiveness, because you have the all-time leading scorer in Blubbernut on one side and Heartless, who is the number 1 overall draft pick, on the other. So I just cannot wait to figure out what we're going to see here for goals, because we only saw a total of what, 5 goals from one side to the other last game, and we might just see that in one match or one game, maybe even a half a game in this one. You just never know.
I do want to point out, in the last match we saw a lot of single shot goals. I mean, yeah, they may have gotten an assist, but it wasn't from like a crazy pass. It was more from like a touch. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think we're gonna see more passing plays, or at least somebody playing it high off the backboard, and somebody's there to aerial goal it in. I think that's what we're gonna see more in this matchup than the last one, because this team, Heartless and Throttle Dog and Jet, they're gonna have to play a little bit more passing, as same with Kings, to be honest with you. So there can't be a lot of pinging it around, because I think there is going to be a lot more control in this match.
And I'm glad you brought up that point, because Blubbernut has an advantage of being on a squad, very, very good at that. Those Season 2 Kings are one to remember, and that team absolutely loved the setup plays, and we saw Eagle that season, who ended up being Finals MVP of the league. He led the league in assists, tying the single season assist record that would eventually be broken by Slurpee Snail last season. However, them Kings, man, they were on something fierce.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the former K1 Kings, as per K1 Killer himself. You're right. I mean, it's been a crazy franchise for them. Now being called the Kings, it's a little different change of pace. They're almost starting anew, in my opinion, with K1 gone and Blubbernut at the helm.
And Squid, with that being said, the one thing we haven't really talked about is the defensive strengths of both of these teams. And honestly, Blubbernut, we keep talking about him being a scorer, but he is up there in all-time saves as well. Top 3, and also Panda 240 SX, also known as the Freak, is notorious for his defensive rotation.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Blubbernut, I know when I'm playing with him, I can barely ever get a goal by him. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he does here with Heartless, because Heartless is notoriously a good scorer. So, it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that, and if Strive and Panda can stop the shots of Heartless as well, and Throttle Dog. To be honest with you, I don't think we got to see a lot from Throttle Dog in terms of scoring last season. I think that was primarily Eagle on the Gold Diggers. I remember the captain of the Gold Diggers mentioning that Eagle was their lead guy, was their striker. So I don't know if that's changed on Clarity United, if Throttle Dog has been made out to be a striker as well, or if it's just everybody, if it's just a free-for-all. We won't know until the game starts.
Absolutely love that point, and honestly, we could see a whole new side of the Jet as well. The veteran of this squad, an admin of the league, a pioneer of the league. This guy has played in every single game. He's also the admin that hosts the lobbies. He generates the schedule for this league. He has done a lot for the development of this league in the early stages and the stages moving forward. And
there is one other stat for him as well. He does have the worst car in the league. He does play in the Gizmo, ladies and gentlemen.
Plays in a Gizmo.
So it is one sight to behold, and you will see it in about 5 minutes. So please feast your eyes when that does show up.
The great thing about the Jet too is he knows how to play with winning squads. We've seen that with Clarity United in terms of Stubbs Titus, who is a future Hall of Famer in this league, and also he keeps his composure when he's down. That is, the Jet is one of the people I played Rocket League with in my very, very, very early stages of discovering the game, and he is probably one of the most patient people in terms of trying to bounce back in games and game management, I think, in this league, and I think that's going to rub off very well on his squad, and he's not going to crack under pressure at all, Squid.
I think you're absolutely right. He may be a rock. I mean, at some point, I've never heard Throttle Dog talk, but I've heard Heartless, and I know sometimes Heartless gets mad at himself. But if that does tend to happen in this game, in this game, I think Jet's gonna be the one that says, "All right, no, we got this, dude. We're good. We're hanging in there." And that's just something that can be attributed to Jet's character for sure.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the home stretch. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing us talk, but unfortunately, we're all you got for tonight, and especially in that last matchup coming up after this one. And with that being said, we've got the Kings taking on Clarity United in T-minus 4 minutes, and just after that, we have the Bleacher Boys taking on the Speed Demons, and that honestly might be the talk of the town. The more than hot Bleacher Boys, man, they are really something to behold, especially their Cinderella story last season.
Absolutely, and I was taking a look at the chat just now, Buckets, and I see a couple predictions out there. We got Alec BIG saying it's going to go 2-1 Clarity. We got a Will 6, the scorer master from last game, 2-1 Kings, he's saying. Rusted Toaster, my captain Toaster, out there saying 2-1 Kings. You already know I'm going against you there, Toast man. I'm going 2-1 Clarity United. So I guess we're gonna have to fight about that in a 1v1 later. Masamoon coming out there with a Kings 3-0. Lima Arms with a 2-1 Clarity, joining me on that one. We're just gonna have to see what's going to happen here. I mean, I can't remember if you ended up saying your prediction there, Buckets. I think you jumped on my bandwagon. Am I right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I do also agree. 2-1 Clarity United tonight. However, if there's one thing I love in this league, it's that the league can always prove you wrong. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love the predictions. We love the activity in the chat. We've got players coming into the lobby, and we are getting ready to gear up here for the second match of Week 1 here in Season 4. And Squid, I promise I'm not going to die this time.
I hope not. Drink your water, get your voice ready, and we're ready to go.
And honestly, one of the more embarrassing parts of that was it wasn't even a demo, my guy. It was a save. Ladies and gentlemen, also, if you have forgotten, whenever you hear me at the top of my lungs screaming beautiful demo, go ahead and hit !demo in the chats, and let's get that demo counter going here, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, players are in the lobby. Players are getting ready to go. You hear the gentlemen starting their engines, or however the rednecks do it. And now we are getting ready to kick off the second match of Week 1 here between the Kings and Clarity United. Squid, this game is going to be absolutely insane in terms of how the structure of the Savage Division is going to play out for the rest of the season.
Absolutely right. I'm calling it right here. The Kings are going to take Game 1 here, and they're going to score within the first minute of this game.
Absolutely bold prediction. I am not going to go that far. We've got a countdown, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a kickoff. Panda versus Heartless, it looks like, and now we have Strive going up the back wall defensively for the Kings, and we have some Rocket League underway here, ladies and gentlemen. Blubbernut now coming off the back wall. A little bit of volleying here at the mid, Squid, as we see Throttle Dog shot on net. What a save on the top post by Strive.
A lot of high balls going on out there. A lot of aerial work. We'll see if we can keep the ball a little bit more grounded here. No boost on Blubbernut. Oh, and he almost got the flick there.
Yeah, looking to set up that flick, but great challenge there by the defense as we see Panda now with a nice clear shot on opportunity. Beautiful demo in midair as we see a numbers advantage here. Blubbernut shot on. What a save by Heartless.
And 17 seconds left before my 1 minute prediction of a goal is over with. Come on, I need to see a goal here. Let's go.
Throttle Dog with a beautiful pass to Heartless. What a play!
And there was a goal within the first minute. Just wasn't for the team that I said it was going to be for. So that's crazy. Great job by Heartless there.
What an insane pass there. Great patience by Throttle Dog. We see now Throttle Dog on the defensive end trying to prevent a score here. Blubbernut now with great offensive pressure. However, the ball volleying the other way as Heartless now shot on net opportunity. Strive with the nice textbook save. Throttle Dog puts one in off a banger rebound.
Here's what I was saying. Throttle Dog is also a scorer. Let's not forget that. All right? We didn't get to see him go crazy last season. But now we are, and this is his time to shine, to show how good he is in this league.
And just like that, Squid, we have a 2-goal lead here, courtesy of Clarity United. And now you have to think there might be a little bit of pressure here and or desperation in the wheels of the Kings.
You're absolutely right. I think it's going the other way around where... no, actually, I did say this. I think the Kings did not understand the sheer power, the sheer force of this Rocket League team.
With that being said, we have Blubbernut now trying to get the offensive pressure going. Nice and patient. Maybe another flick opportunity. What a shot by the all-time leading scorer.
Wow, and there it is, 2-1. It is a Rocket League game here. 3 minutes left in this first matchup here.
We saw a nice, beautiful setup there, all by himself there. Blubbernut with the flick over the defense. 1-goal match here with 3 minutes left. Beautiful demo on the face-off! And now we see a mid-air collision between Throttle Dog and Blubbernut, possibly preventing another shot there by Blubbernut. And with that being said, Squid, there is a lot of implications here. Strive with a beautiful demo on the back end. Heartless off the top post, can't quite get there.
Oh, and you hate the top post. The post coming in clutch there on a save. And you know, Heartless was up there. He had that double tap. I mean, I almost wanted him to get them.
And we have seen more demos already in this one game than we saw all last match, it seems, Squid. And with that being said, we see Strive get a savior already in his debut game, in his debut match.
And you'd love to see it. Is that I didn't remember seeing the strats from last game or the last matchup, but is that the first savior of this season?
We did see Will 6 and Ozzy get saviors in the last match as well. However, Strive already solidifying himself defensively in this league is something to take note of moving forward if you are scouting and or commentating here, Squid, as we see a lot more offensive pressure. Strive with a pass across, but Blubbernut just couldn't quite get there in time.
A lot of offensive moves being made here on both sides. Both sides kind of having a little bit more control when they do have the ball, which is interesting. We did say something about control at the beginning of our talks here for this matchup.
What a touch by Throttle Dog, but gets thwarted by the post indeed. And now we see Blubbernut up off the top of the wall, trying so desperately to get something going here. And Squid, I want to note that we see Jet in an Octane here.
It's so funny you say that. I literally was just about to say that. It's you know, it's a milestone. It's a milestone for Jet. It's a milestone for the league.
With that being said, we are hitting the 1 minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. There is 60 seconds remaining in this matchup, and the blue team, the Kings, are down by a goal. Beautiful pass to Strive. What an opportunity! Off the top post. Bounce shot now. Throttle Dog keeps it out, but barely. And what an insane sequence. Off the post 3 times, and in it goes for the Kings to tie this game up.
Wow, I almost didn't know where to look there, Buckets. I mean, 2-2, 50 seconds left. This is where the go time happens, all right? This is going to get crazy. It's going to get nitty-gritty.
Are we going to see the first overtime of Season 4 here, ladies and gentlemen? Strive with another save. Make it 4 saves for him on the night so far, and it's only Game 1 of this 3-game match.
You're absolutely right. Strive is definitely making an appearance in his first game of the season of the league. Crazy night for him already.
Way up there goes Heartless to clear this into the offensive end. 24 seconds remaining, and we see Strive. Dangerous touch, and it puts it right up to Throttle Dog for the goal, his second on the game.
And that is a really difficult time to score for the opposing team at 20 seconds left. 3-2. That is never a position you want to be on at the opposing spot.
Down but not out yet. 20 seconds seems like it is not a lot of time, but in Rocket League, 20 seconds could go 2 minutes if that ball stays up in 0. And with that being said, the Kings need offensive pressure here. A demo opportunity on the back end by Panda, but nobody home is Heartless. And another demo opportunity. This one might squeeze it off the post. Panda scores!
Absolutely insane. Pandas comes in. I looked like it was just about to touch the... Oh my god, look how close that was. And still 1 second left. I guess he would have had the balance, but that is an incredible goal there. Huge 3-3 game.
The demo strategy prevailed as we see a 0-second opportunity. Save here now. Are they going to score before time runs out here, ladies and gentlemen? Are they going to prevent overtime? No. Overtime here now in game 1, the first overtime of season 4.
Oh, you love to see it on night 1 of season 4. The first overtime and a crazy overtime. It looked like it was about over.
And honestly, seeing this type of competition and Throttle Dog with the hat trick, the first hat trick of season 4.
I actually got out of my chair for that. How many goals is that in 1 minute buckets? That was like 3-4 goals in 1 minute, am I right?
What an insane finish to this game. They only needed a few more seconds, over 5 minutes, and we see the Clarity United squad take the W in a very close matchup. And Squid, I have to give you credit. You were exactly right. Throttle Dog here getting the first hat trick of the season amongst all the players, and maybe this might be his time to shine.
I think so. I mean, Throttle Dog really came out with some fire tonight. I mean, looking at the scoreboard here, up there with, I know points doesn't mean everything, but 711 points, Heartless with 555, and then the anchor Jet with 89. I think they just worked well as a team. I bet you those comms were hot, and Throttle Dog knew where that ball was going. With Heartless getting 2 assists, that's who he's playing it to.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. And, on the other side of things, look at all the saves we saw, not only by Strive, but by the whole Kings team. We saw Panda squeeze in that last-second goal to force overtime. However, it just was not enough, and I don't think this is enough to discourage the Kings. But now we see them down 0-1 on the brink of losing the series.
Absolutely right, and I think this is going to be a crazy series for the entirety of these next 2 games. It'll be interesting to see who take game 2. If the Kings come back and take game 2, this third game could be absolutely nuts.
And ladies and gentlemen, I love the activity in the chat. We love to see all the fans and viewers getting going. We have game 2 here of this 3-game matchup underway between the Kings and the Gold Diggers. The Kings just barely fell short in overtime to Clarity United, and we see Clarity United now looking to take the series here in game 2 with a second win. But we also see the Kings here looking to even up that series with 1-1 here, and as good as last game went, it could go either way, especially on the back of Blubbernut, as we see right there.
And check out his library card. He read that block like it was his job. What a great block by Blubbernut, and an easy goal for him. Great one to start off with 20 seconds into the second match.
And Squid, as mentioned in the pregame show, a lot of early goals, a lot of early shots, a lot different than that first matchup that we saw. This might be testament to not only the players on this team, but how well of a matchup we saw last match as well.
You're absolutely right. I think there's going to be a lot more goals in this series. I think they might be a little bit more evenly matched, in my complete opinion.
Everybody, we want to see beautiful demos in the chat. For every demo we see, exclamation point demo, and then hit enter to get that demo counter going in this chat. And whenever you hear my lovely golden pipe screaming them words, I want to see that counter get as high as we've ever seen it here in the QRLS. And this ball bounces over the defense here by Strive as he tried the flip reset, couldn't quite get one. Beautiful demo by Blubbernut on the far end off camera. And now we see the defensive rotation of the Kings prevail as the offensive rotation was thwarted by that demo.
Can't remember how many demos we had in the other matchup, but this matchup definitely has more important demos. I mean, we saw at the end of the last game, you know, that demo led to a goal and tied it up for the Kings. I mean, they're more strategic in this matchup, including that.
Beautiful! Another beautiful demo indeed! And as you mentioned, I am almost willing to bet that Blubbernut called that as a play, per se. And what a double tap by Strive!
And there he is, another rookie. I mean, we were talking about him. He is a little bit of a wild card, but he is impressing this entire league already with his savior and that double tap. Great play by Strive.
Well said indeed. 2-goal deficit now. This is unfamiliar territory in terms of what we saw in Game 1 for Clarity United. Heartless now looked for the off the ceiling shot, but instead we got a turnover, and now we have Clarity United on the defensive end. Lazy floater there. Nice defense there by Clarity to get this thing out of End's reach, and Throttle Dog bangs that thing the other way. And now Throttle Dog, who we saw get the hat trick last game, trying desperately to get this offense going for what seems like his team right now, Squid.
I think the Kings have Clarity United kind of on the back foot here. They're playing very aggressive, kind of getting in their way, making it so that every ball that comes toward them is an awkward ball, an awkward bounce here or there, and they're just making it easier for themselves to get the ball back.
No doubt about it. What a waterfall pass. What a save by Strive. Another save by the rookie. And that was a very dangerous bounce off the ceiling, as we saw. Those waterfalls can be very dangerous territory in front of the net.
You're absolutely right. It is a dangerous spot for an aerial goal or even a pass back. Crazy spot.
Off the ceiling, the Jet puts one on! Off the top post, not quite. What an opportunity.
And a lot of shots happening here. Pandas with an easy flick over there. Very nice shot by Pandas, putting them up 3-0 with less than 2 minutes to go in the second match.
This is a very different game than we saw in Game 1, ladies and gentlemen, and the Kings may have taken this to heart as we see a 3-goal deficit now with less than 2 minutes remaining. Big opportunity here for the rookie Strive. Nice clear there by Clarity United. Throttle Dog pass to Heartless. Heartless rolls it up. Beautiful opportunity. In the air is Throttle Dog. Nobody home as he puts it off to the sidewall, looking to reset the offense.
Start to this second portion of the game here. I mean, 1:30 left. There's still a lot of pressure being made on the Kings. Even though they already have 3 goals, they want more.
No doubt about it, and we see Throttle Dog off the sidewall, pass opportunity, beautiful demo in midair by Panda 240, and now we see the offense of Clarity United kind of take a lull here, trying to get themselves back going, trying to get another one on the board here to get some momentum back.
You're absolutely right. The Clarity United desperately needs one here in order to even have a chance at this point with 1 minute left.
You're absolutely correct. Blubbernut now. Off the sidewall, wants more. Throttle Dog with a great clear. Just barely misses the net wide. And now we see Clarity United desperately trying to get that momentum back. Trying to score. They need to score 3, and they need to score them quickly here, Squid, as this clock is not on their side.
You know, I know we say that there's always a chance, but it's getting to that time.
And the rookie Strive puts the nail in the coffin. His second goal of this game alone, and he has iced this and evened up the series for the Kings with 30 seconds remaining in this game.
Crazy game. 4-0, 30 seconds left. It's not looking good here for the United, but it's definitely looking good for the third matchup.
And now, I just love what we have seen out of the rookies so far, Strive and Joe. in that first match between the Gold Diggers and the I honestly can't remember, but the
There's so much great
the
stuff.
Three
happening.
Rocketeers. I'm sorry, Joe and Strive. These rookies have really been stepping it up here.
You're absolutely right, and there you have it on the second game in this matchup. Here we go ahead, 1-1 now. It's anybody's game and anybody's prediction at this point. I'm really excited to see how this is going to end up.
And honestly, Squid, a shutout nonetheless. With this 4-0 victory for Game 2 of the Kings, we see Clarity United now in an even series as they took Game 1. And with that being said, Squid, this is really anybody's ball game. Do you think Clarity United can recover from this big donut?
I think there's only one way that Clarity United gets out of this little rut that they had. They found themselves in the second match, is if the Jet decides to go back to the garage and put the Gizmo back into setting number 1 and show up on the field wearing the Gizmo.
That might be the boldest prediction we've ever heard here in QRLS history. Whip out the Gizmo is Squid's advice here. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is Game 3 of the second match of this triple header. And this game is for all the marbles. This will determine the winner of the series. It is tied 1-1 right now. And the Kings have all the momentum in the world after scoring 4-0 in the last match. What an opportunity, but Throttle was there quicker than Quicksilver. And we see a great defensive effort there by Clarity United to try and push this thing out into the offensive zone.
Absolutely right. The offensive pressure by the Kings is insane right now. You love to see it coming off of a loss in the first game. Just really figuring it out and coming after them.
We saw earlier the Gold Diggers play the Three Rocketeers and sweep them in a 3-0 series. Right now we have a 1-1 series between the Kings and Clarity United. Coming up next after this match, we have the Bleacher Boys taking on the Speed Demons. The Bleacher Boys coming off of a finals appearance. Beautiful demo in net by Strive, but nobody home to take the shot on the numbers advantage. Blubbernut up in the air. Great defense by Heartless.
That was absolutely great defense there. Blubbernut had a perfect opportunity there, thwarted by the Clarity United, and it leads to a goal by Throttle Dog.
Throttle Dog with the awkward angle shot. Doesn't hit anything but the back of the net. And we see Clarity score their first goal in over 5 minutes. And with that being said, Squid, another thing we have to touch on. Game 1, Clarity ended that 25-game losing streak.
You're absolutely right. How could we forget? I mean, great job for them for getting out of that. New season, new team. It's anybody's game.
Throttle Dog looking for another shot on. Gets thwarted by the post and by Panda with the bicycle kick. And with that being said, Throttle has really, really shown out here. And I'm super impressed here from an analytics standpoint. And now we see Heartless with the spicy opportunity, but nobody home. As Clarity United, when they are clicking so far, Squid, they are clicking.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was clenched up watching Heartless go for that ball there. I really wanted him to bang it right in the back of the net. Would have been amazing.
And with that being said, Heartless now rotating back the Jet. Nice little fake there as Heartless gets the clear off the sidewall. This is right where Heartless wants to be. Rolling up the side. Great defense there by Blubbernut. Shot on net by the Jet. Textbook save by Panda. Beautiful demo in net by the Jet. The net is open. Blubbernut rotates back. Great clear by the former league MVP.
And that was a nice high ball played, a good pass, but thwarted once again by the Kings. I mean, it's just great defense. It's great offense. This is a great Rocket League right here.
No kidding, and 2:30 remaining in this match. It is still anybody's game. It's still anybody's series, ladies and gentlemen. we have Clarity United taking on the Kings here. The series is tied 1-1, but Clarity United has the advantage right now, 1-0, and they have the series in their hands. They just need to keep the Kings out of the net. What a save by Throttle Dog to stop that one on a dime.
A little bit of a double commit there, but I guess it worked. Panda's backed off a little bit, let his team recover, and then now they're back on the offensive pressure. Great play.
Strive rolling up the sidewall. What a dangerous opportunity. Blubber misses wide and just barely hits that near post. That could have been dangerous, and that could have tied this game up.
Oh, and a good pass to the middle there. Throttle Dog's there. Oh, man. Pandas is really coming in clutch here, getting those easy, opportunities for a hard save.
Yeah, that was
it. Say that.
What an opportunity! Oh, my goodness! Throttle and Heartless are putting on a dynamic that are, I'm going to say, relevant to the dynamic we saw in Slurpy Snail and Billy Bob last season here, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are all over the field and all above the field.
And I think that can be attributed to the playing style of these players individually. I think Strive is, like I said before, is just one of those guys that just goes. He just sends himself. He's just always there, always ready. He's a reader. 1 minute
remaining. It is a 1-goal matchup. Clarity United has the advantage. The net's wide open, and Heartless puts it in all the way from his own defensive end.
Wow, what a ball. I mean, he got up there to get... Oh, man, what a great hit there. Just unfortunate for the Kings. A little bit out of position there on a tough ball. You hate to see it.
That was an absolutely great read there by Heartless to put his team up by 2 and potentially put this game on ice as we see the clock ticking to 40 seconds remaining for the Kings here to try and even this one up in a 2-goal deficit against the Clarity United. Great pass again, but nobody home! Beautiful demo to stop the offensive pressure.
Oh, jeez. I can't look away. I cannot look away from this game. It is just so crazy right now.
The clock is ticking down to 15 seconds, and Heartless now watching this clock tick, being very patient, gets by everybody, and smartly brings it to the corner, puts it in the air, throws it up to Jet, and with that, Clarity United wins their first series since week 2 of season 3.
And just want to say that was my prediction, 2-1.
Might as well.
United. So, for all of you haters in the chat saying 2-1 Kings, you heard it here first. 2-1 Clarity United.
And honestly, that was this whole match was just so dynamic. If that's even the word to use, we saw a 5 to, I think it was 4-3 in the first match that went into overtime. Then we saw a shutout courtesy of the Kings in game 2, and now we see a shutout courtesy of Clarity United in game 3. Very different, very dynamic, but more importantly, very competitive, Squid.
Absolutely. This has been already a crazy night for the first few matchups of the season 4. I mean, we got one more matchup left between the Speed Demons and the Bleacher Boys. We've got a bunch of good players on both teams there. It's going to be a good matchup.
And ladies and gentlemen, stick around, stay on the Twitch page. We are going to end this stream to accommodate for our YouTube processing, and we are going to start the next match's stream in a jiff. Stay tuned.